As 2021 began and the path forward became clear, we continued to look at ways that would provide supports to artists during this time. Creative Shoots was developed by the theatre team, an initiative that could provide artists at any stage in their career with the opportunity to gain technical, management and financial backing through the support of the Arts Council. Creative Shoots looked for artists living in Waterford City and County, artists who were making, developing and interpreting work at home, and artists who now required space to develop, workshop and present their work. After an impressive response to our call out, the team of adjudicators chose 3 differing artists, each at different stages in their careers, and each who had continued to develop their work during COVID times. What you are about to see is a glimpse of their art forms and the collaborative processes they have worked through during their time inside our dark building. A building that became very bright because of their extraordinary talents.
My name is Hannah Carberry. I'm sitting on the stage now because we've just finished up workshopping this new script of mine called Grasp. I started working on it in about March, April 2020, so around the time that the first lockdown started. Yeah, so we've been working on the first draft initially when we first came in, which was the 30th of April, I think. And we've been, since then I've written the second draft and we've been working on that draft too.
Well, the most important thing is that we need to get to the end of we need to look at each scene. We need to look at each scene so Hannah gets to see each of our scenes in 3D. Theatre is 3D, live theatre, and I think you only really get to see your piece when it's been acted.
Well, actually, the last time I was on stage was mid-COVID. I did the summer project with Waterford Youth Arts in August, and that was kind of similar to this. It was all masks. We had visors for the show. We were just like real strict, and it was different, but it was nice then to get the kind of so I haven't been off stage for as long as most other people have. So I've gotten the little bit of a little in between, and now this is another kind of in between moment before we go back into lockdown for another 2 years.
Getting the Bursary was a big kind of shock for me, in a good way, obviously. I know it's great to. I just find this thing such a big light at the end of the tunnel because it's been such a difficult year for me and for everyone around me, obviously, and it's just so refreshing to have this little project to work on, and because I've been working on this play for about a year now at home, and it's just lovely to finally have it come to life and to finally get the opportunity to sort of hear it out loud, even if it's not in the form of a full production just yet. It's still a really worthwhile and enriching opportunity.
Right, so now this is kind of two-hander between the two of them. So again, the stage direction, I'll read them even though they probably will change with the structure. Nadine's sitting on the sofa attempting to read her book, a romance novel, but is preoccupied with her thoughts. Dark, the single lamp switched on next to her. She occasionally looks towards the front door as if waiting for someone to enter.
Nadine!
Hey.
What are you doing here?
Reading.
Could you not do that in your room?
Don't want to keep Ava awake with the light on.
Oh. Well, you better head up soon. You're sitting on my bed.
I will.
What's this?
New book I'm reading. Found it in a charity shop.
I can see why it was in a charity shop.
It's actually good.
Suppose if you're a fan of fluffy romances.
I'm not a fan of fluffy romances, Rory.
All right, I'm only messing.
You've been out a while.
And?
Oh, Shane came back by himself about an hour ago.
He was just tired.
You haven't been talking much.
Yeah, I have. Was I not talking to you all while we were in town today?
Well, yeah, but not to me.
Are you sure you're not imagining things again?
I don't think I am. I mean, whenever I try talking to you alone, all I get is one-word answers. Did I do something wrong, Rory? Rory, please don't just ignore me like that. I can't take it. Just spit it out.
Can't tell you.
Why?
It'll only hurt you.
I'd rather you tell me so I know not to do it again.
No, it's best if you just leave it. I've already caused you enough pain as it is.
Rory, please be honest with me. How can we ever hope to make things right again if you won't tell me what's wrong?
Because whenever I do tell you, you get upset. And you know how much it kills me to see you like that.
I won't get upset, I promise.
That's what you always say.
Well, I mean it this time.
Do you really?
Yes, I do, Rory. Just tell me what I've done wrong. I can't take it.
All right.
Well?
I feel like you've been very overbearing as of late. You insist on talking to me when I don't want to talk, and whenever I do want to talk, all you do is harp on about moving to Dublin.
Really?
It was literally all you talked about in the car on the way up here. Even Oisin agrees with me.
Oisin? When was this?
No, I shouldn't tell you any more than I already have.
Rory, don't be like this. You're tormenting me.
Fine, he said it in O'Driscoll's just there, and that Jade and Ava are getting tired of it too. They were talking to him, not to mention that he's getting worried about how possessive you've become lately.
Possessive? Rory, I don't understand where you're getting that from.
And that's my point. You don't understand. It's the small things you do, just like now when you said that I've been out for a while.
Rory, I was just curious why you came back later than Oisin. I wasn't trying to keep tabs on you or anything.
Really? I'm getting sick of this carry on, Nadine. And if it continues, I'm going to reach my breaking point. And you don't want to push me to that stage now, do you?
No, I don't. Yeah. I never realised I was being like this. I'm just trying to make us work. I'm trying to make us happy.
Nadine, please don't get upset.
No, I'm not. It's just a lot to take in.
Well, you wanted me to tell you what was wrong.
I know I did.
Come here. It's all right. Are you okay?
Yeah, I am.
Look, I only say these things because I care about you. I want to make us work too. I really do. We've been through so much together, from when we were 18 and still in Waterford to when we went to UCC. And I know it hasn't always been easy, but there's a reason we keep coming back to each other. I could never leave you, Nadine. I hope you realise that. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
You should head to bed. Get a good night rest for yourself.
Yeah, I will. Night, Rory.
Night, Nadine.
Nadine, yeah, she's a gorgeous character. I'm looking forward to seeing how she develops, because I imagine there's even going to be a difference by tomorrow. But she's nice, you know, she's like a writer, kind of a little bit on the back seat, easygoing. I feel like she's going to, I imagine she's going to have a bit more bite to her later on, I think. I think there's going to be a bit more of a in the future.
Is she too gullible?
I think, like, because Rory's so good at it, he's so good at just making, like, the way he talks to her, when he says, like, I only say these things because I care about you.
I completely agree. No, I completely accept that can happen.
Who's just like,
You're not like an anime character girlfriend who's like, okay, Rory, anything you say.
Yeah. No, she's a normal gal. I think that's the point. I think that she can just be any normal person, any normal 22-year-old who finds herself in a relationship and is completely blind to what it actually is. Because in fairness, these types of relationships are much more common than I think we even realise.
Especially earlier on in life. And then I don't think Nadine has had that moment of, oh fuck, wake up. And it's just because I think it's like Nadine doesn't want to believe that people like Rory, who she's known for so long, can be so awful. Because if she has to believe that, then she has to you have to become more cynical about the world. And
I think that's true.
That's not something that any young person wants to move towards.
Yeah.
What could be really good to kind of sort of show that, to make the scene that bit more stronger, is Nadine could be kind of like, because she's seen this trick from Rory before, she'd be kind of getting pissed off and being like, oh, for fuck's sake, not this shit again. Like, she'd be getting like, she could start becoming quite frantic and like, like, I hate to say the word emotional because I think it's like, you know,
But like, you know what I mean?
Say the word what?
Emotional.
All right.
Yeah. And she gets kind of like frantic towards me, like, why the fuck do you keep doing this? Why do you keep
When you look at a script, like you add your own interpretations to it, and like, you know, one actor's like sort of viewpoint of it is going to be the same as the others, and I feel like it's great having all those kind of viewpoints and all that input on it. I feel like that's really good for writing the next draft of it.
Bit of Netflix would be nice.
I called it.
Go away. Grab the bottle of vino, will you?
Don't mind if I do.
And grab a glass for Nadine as well, will you? We haven't gotten the chance to celebrate her success yet. What's wrong?
Oh, nothing.
It doesn't look like it's nothing.
Here, have a look.
You're joking. After everything he put you through.
What do I say?
Tell him to fuck off, obviously.
No, I can't do that. He won't like it.
Oh, just ignore him then. He'll get the message.
I don't know.
Here, do you want me to write out a response to...
No, don't do that.
God, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well, I think Jade started off as more of like a background character that was kind of just there to like be like a reflection of what's going on with Nadine. Whereas now I think there's more, she has more character in herself, that she is like, there's more story to what went on with her and John. And there's also more of a like rivalry between herself and Rory. So she's becoming more of like her own character as opposed to like a vessel for a plot. I just wasn't expecting him to appear out of nowhere like this.
Look, just don't say anything for now, all right? Forget about it. Here, I'll pour you a glass.
Do you think it'll be all right?
I hope so. But he can't just swan back into your life like, not after all that drama.
He wasn't that bad.
He was, Jade.
I guess I could have been better to him from time to time.
No, Jade. John's the one who could have been better, not you. And if you let him back in, he'll do the same stuff all over again. Believe me. Here, I'll go get Nadine.
Yeah, advice is tricky, isn't it?
I think you can voice your opinion, but never give advice.
Yeah.
Because you're just not in the situation.
Yeah.
And if a friend is in a bad relationship, it's the same as if they're in a relationship to a substance or a work situation or anything. And if you really love them and they're continuing to do it 6 months, 2 years, and you're like, how long are you going to go through this? And I'm going to be here watching you hurt yourself. And if I love you and I'm supposed to be party to you destroying yourself. So then you have to just distance yourself from it. So it's very hard to stay in situ when your friend is constantly throwing themselves through the ringer like that. Because how can you be their friend?
Some parts you get, you know, some parts you hear and you're like, oh, that was really good. And then other parts you hear, oh, that was awful. I need to change that. So,
well, like in the early draft of it, it's kind of like I wasn't going to have Nadine and Rory in like an official kind of relationship. They're kind of like this weird kind of
On, off,
in
on,
between.
off.
Yeah, on,
They're,
off,
described,
on, off.
they're described as on again, off again at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Characterless,
it's kind of in a weird place. They're not like official, but they're not like, you know,
Okay.
mates either. It's kind of this weird place in between. So
Well, you could have a thing where, well, that's the double room. Yeah, so you have that. Well, look, well, that's the only double bed. You have that. And you go, no, I'll sleep on the couch. Because that in itself, that in itself says, yeah, I'm not going to share that bed with her.
And it also sets up right from the start that they're a couple.
Yeah.
Before the awkward scene.
Oh, yeah.
Just a thought.
yeah, okay.
I'm imagining they didn't. I'm imagining Nadine didn't expect it to be like that, so tumultuous. I'd say she went into it kind of going, "Oh, this is going to be one of our last few weekends together. Let's try and keep everything happy and light." I'm imagining.
I imagine Rory did not give a fuck whether it was going to be tumultuous, whether it was going to be brilliant. He knew that there's just something there that he can get into. So I don't think he has a mind either way, because if it's tumultuous, he can use it. If it's not, he can use it. So
You're such a hot and cold character anyway. It's like all of your decisions are made in that second anyway.
Yeah. He's a jazz player with the human heart, and it's bad jazz, nasty jazz.
I feel really energised after that. read through we had, we basically just went through Act 1 of the first draft of the play. And I have so many notes written in my notebook back there that I'm going home with, and I'm really delighted with the input I've gotten from the cast and the director as well. And I feel like it's going to be a really cool project. Yeah, I'm really excited for it, and yeah, I think it's going to be a really powerful, impactful piece. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a very productive day. We just we read the first act, but we did it over the whole day. So we just read a scene or two, a scene at a time, and then we talked about it. And I think Hannah seemed to be very happy about the notes that she took from it, and I think came up with quite a few interesting developments in character, but also in terms of plot-wise, I think there's a few changes going to happen. So no, yeah, very positive day. I'm very happy with it.
I feel really, really good. I feel really positive. It's amazing how much the original script has changed since before we had our first day in the theatre and to the way it is now. Because I feel like we've so much more I think we could do with it. But I'm really, really appreciative that I got this sort of opportunity to, and it's a very rare opportunity, I suppose, to have actors rehearsing before full production stage. And yeah, I feel really happy with the team I have.
One look, that's what we've been doing, trying to get one look, decent look at each part, so that Hannah can see it, and that each bit can have its own little bit of development, so that when she's going back to her next session in front of her keyboard, that she has something to develop. I think what's great about what we've been doing today is it's on stage movement. It's in 3D, and that's the whole point about theatre is 3D. It's not on a TV screen. It's a live experience. And when you see actors and you hear actors playing your stuff, I think, Hannah, that's the thing, isn't it? It brings it to life, and that's what you have to do with plays. You have to bring them to life. Right. So when you're ready, 1, 2, 3, lights.
He always does this.
Can't see him at the beach.
I'm ringing him again there.
Hey
now.
lads, how about we watch something on Netflix? I brought my laptop with me. We could find something good on Netflix.
He's not answering. Not tonight, Ava. Sorry, I think we're all a bit wrecked.
Yeah, I just don't think that that's the first time he seeded that pattern and wheeled and played it out. I think he's a brilliant weaver and deceiver and a web maker. And I think that he's almost he's quite talented in what he does. It's almost like jazz for him. He knows that if he gets in a fight now, somewhere down the line, he'll be able to leverage compassion and empathy, all the good things that make humanity wonderful. He uses that in order to gain power.
And the vital part of that, I imagine, is the fact that that goodwill of other people that he feeds on, he knows for a fact through his relationships that he'll get it from both Oisín and from Nadine. Mm-hmm. And if they weren't there, he may not have been able to do the same thing to Jade and Ava.
The only thing that can kill Rory is another Rory.
It's a bit dull in here.
Yeah, next place I'd say it'd be better crack now.
Boom. Music, 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 and boom.
Right, my round. Say it again.
Yeah, vodka Red Bull for me, but
Make sure you get his number for me, will you?
okay. Right, and on that note, where's the jacks? Up here, Eva.
Perfect.
Come here, what is it with girls? They always have to go in pairs.
Yes, Ava definitely has progressed from the first reading. As just kind of like Jade, she was a background character, kind of a character there to help the other characters move up forward a bit. Like she was just there as that kind of device. But now she's more upbeat, she's more lively throughout the things. She's the device used to uplift and bring the play back to a more happy and faster pace.
Well, I'm really sad today's our last day. I feel like there's so much more we can continue to do with the script, but I'm really, really happy with the way everything's been going so far. And we have I got so lucky with the cast back there. They've done an amazing job, and just the enthusiasm everyone's shown
Yeah, a couple of scenes that we could try. There was a scene that we changed at the start, whereas with the first scene used to start in the inside of the cottage, the holiday cottage in West Cork, Skibbereen or Skull or wherever it happens to be. It's never made specific. So we decided to start the scene outside the door of the cottage, and that they're trying to work the key, and one of the girls is busting for the toilet.
Here we are. Here we are. Beach is only over the road, lads. Hang on there now.
All over the place.
Hang on. The fucking door is jammed. Hang on. Hang on. Here we go. Yeah, we're grand. Lads, look, there's bedrooms over that way and upstairs as well. Kitchen's up the back if you wanted, all right?
Where's the toilet?
Yeah, great. Really interesting seeing where it started and how it's after developing now. I think Hannah is pretty happy with it by the end of it, so it was pretty cool just to be a part of it. We got as far as a part where we were suggesting he was finally going to reach a bit of a breaking point when he finds out some really big news about one of the other characters. I just kind of hope that he gets that moment to kind of express himself when he finds out this bad news. And Hannah doesn't know exactly where that's going to lead him and the rest of the friend group yet. But I just hope whatever he does is justified, you know?
Yeah, so a pool of light in the corner over there.
I am not doing any fucking karaoke. I'm cutting I
fucking told you that I'm not going to fucking do that again.
Hey, hold on. What's going on? Hang on. Hey, chill. Hey, we'll go back to the cottage, Rory, all right? We'll go back to...
I'm going to the fucking beach or something. Fuck off.
I think it's quite important for a character to go on a journey and for the character to be different to where they started at the beginning. And I think it's important for her to learn that he's not good for her by the end.
She's not who she wants to be.
Yes.
Around him. She can't self-actualize around this guy.
Yeah, because in fairness, you're stopping her at every opportunity.
Yeah.
You're stopping her friendships and from her pursuing her dream. You're Ross from Friends.
So, Hannah, do you feel you have I won't say a better grasp, but a different grasp on all those characters that you just...
Use the title and play.
After this process?
Yeah, I definitely think...
Or is your head just even more exploded?
A bit of both, I think. I definitely feel like the characters feel a lot more alive in a way. They're more sort of like nuanced and like... Because I feel like when you're writing characters down on a page, you kind of have them restricted in this little trope.
I think what you just said there was really interesting. That you feel like it's another level that you're moving to now. I think it's always really healthy to walk into something thinking you're only starting, no matter how far along you are. You should always be like you're starting, working from the start. Because every day when you pick up a pen, you're starting again.
It's just really been a breath of fresh air to me ever since then. Just like, especially in this climate where, you know, theatres had been so hard hit with coronavirus and lockdowns and everything and restrictions. I feel so like privileged that I'm one of the few people who got to work on something during this whole pandemic, and and it's definitely met my expectations, exceeded them, I'd say, as well. I definitely would apply for it again if it was going on again in the future, next year even, or if I could do it again, I absolutely would in a heartbeat.